Больше ёбаного света в ебло. Greetings, comrades, Soviet Gaming here. Today we are doing Lightbearers guide and we'll be covering all the Lightbearer heroes, all the team compositions, what are the strong and weak points of Lightbearer units. But before we start, I want you to do one thing, actually two things. First one is subscribe to this channel and hit that bell button so you won't miss any new videos, and second is like the video in advance. Do it in advance right now before we start, because I'm trying to get 1000 subs and you are the only one who will help me with that. So right, Lightbearers, I kinda think that this is the basic faction of AFK Arena because we start with Lightbearer units mostly and we have Belinda as a gift in the very beginning, so we have a lot of access to those units. Actually, my test account was really blessed with Lightbearers and I have the full Lightbearer team here. So what's a good and what's a weak thing about Lightbearers? The strong point is they have a lot of defense and they have a lot of mana regen, energy regen. Most of the heroes are really focused on recovering each other's energy. Specifically, the good combo is Rowan plus Rosaline, because together they can do wonders to your team. But we will cover team combinations a little bit later. All you have to know that Lightbearers are really good at defense and good at energy regen, and they are really strong against Maulers, so they are really useful against the Riz boss in the guild fight and in the labyrinth. So if you have a Lightbearer team, you'll be having easier time against the Riz in any situation. Now let's take a quick look at each Lightbearer hero, and we'll start with Belinda because, well, she is the main carry for this faction. What's good about Belinda, as you guys probably know, most likely, that she have amazing ultimate attack. Actually, we can level her up. All of her skills are focused on the pure damage. Brilliance here is increasing her critical rating. Every time she gets a critical attack, she's increasing her damage by 3%. Blessing is increasing her and allies' damage rating by 15% and crit rating by 15%. And at level 3 it will be 20%, and it's pure damage, it's crazy. And she have two AoE spells, Divine Retribution and Divine Light. Both of those are really good. And her signature item is really interesting. It allows her allies who are blessed by her to use Divine Retribution ability. I know it sounds a little bit complicated, but basically it's just boosting their damage as well. And at level 30 it will get additional energy for them, which is really cool. So overall, I consider Belinda a really good splash damage dealer. She uses an AoE attacks and they are in a really small range basically. And if you can stack enemies together, she will decimate them. Next one is Mr. Lucius. You guys all know about him. He's one of the best tanks in AFK Arena, maybe the best one. I don't know. You let me know in the comments because I'm not really sure about that. But yeah, I heard that he is the endgame best tank ever. He's beaten Brutus at that. What's good about Lucius? First of all, he have this blessed shield ability that is recovering his energy, reducing the damage he takes and everything. This is really good for tanking. Second, he have Divine Strike that knocks enemy over and kinda can interrupt enemy spells and do some AoE damage, and Divine Blessing for the off healing, and he can be actually quite a good healer if your team is good enough. And of course, the Heaven's Protection, the shield ability, everybody loves him for. He's shielding all your team with really powerful shield that's kinda mitigating all the damage. His signature item is allowing him to reduce enemy energy regen when they are being hit by Lucius' Divine Strike, and at plus 30 it removes the majority of the enemy's buffs when used. So basically, if you manage to get him to Ascended, I think he will be your go-to tank in any situation because of his ultimate that's shielding everyone, because of his shield ability. So overall, he's pretty cool guy. I really recommend using him if you have him. Next one is Rowan. Guys, Rowan is so goddamn good. He's recovering energy of your teammates. He's off tank. He can do damage, he can heal, he can do so many things. He is master of all trades. First of all, damage control ability. This is really good because if he will be taking insane amount of damage, he will take only 80 or 50 at level 3 amount of energy damage, and he will mitigate all the damage. Can be used only once every 3 seconds, so it makes him really good off tank if he is leveled properly. Avian Assault is used to steal enemies' energy and lowering their accuracy. Healthy Supplies is basically his healing ability, and Dazzle is being used to recover energy of your teammates or stunning the enemies, but I really prefer to use them for energy recovery. It's really useful. Roland's signature item is boosting his stall and allowing him ability to recover energy of his teammates. So it's an additional boost to him, making him even more useful. So he's your go-to guy. If you place him in the middle of your formation, when he'll get full energy, like right now, he is going to recover energy of all your teammates and they will be able to release their ultimates pretty soon. And as I said, in combination with Rosaline, it works really well, because you'll be spamming those ultimates, you'll be spamming those skills forever. Let's move on to Rosaline. Rosaline is a really young, beautiful lady. Her ability to recover full amount of energy bar is really useful for carries like Athalia, Chimera or Belinda. It's really, really valuable. She also have ability to heal an ally she is following, and also she have really interesting ability that damage the enemies. At level 1 and 2 it's just doing the standard amount of damage in stunning the enemy. At level 3 it's doing additional damage equal to 20% of target's current health. That's insane amount of damage for tough enemies. And at level 4 it's also given the debuff that's increasing the damage the target receives by 40% for 4 seconds. So this skill is really amazing as well. And a small AoE attack that makes Rosaline invulnerable, that's really nice as well. And of course, her ultimate, the motivation. What does it do? First of all, Rosaline follows the ally that have the highest attack rating. When she's following the ally, she is receiving 40% less damage, so she is less likely to die. And when she uses this ability, she fully recovers allies' energy, and at level 2 increasing the attack rating of the ally by 40%, at level 3 increasing the attack rating of the ally by 60% for 4 seconds. Rosaline's signature item is further boosting the capabilities of the hero she's following, increasing his or her attack and defense ratings and critical and everything, making them super powerful. So imagine, she's running around Belinda, you know, doing her stuff, then she's throwing that ultimate, and Belinda is throwing the ultimate at 60% additional damage and most likely killing some enemies, then throwing another ultimate and another and another. It really works well with Chimera, Belinda and Athalia. Really, really useful hero, guys. One of the best Lightbearer heroes altogether. Next one is Faux. Faux is one of those heroes that are easy to get because he's been sold at the Challenger store. So if you're not going for Athalia, you can go for Faux. What's good about this guy is that his ultimate removing all the enemy buffs, and it includes Brutus invulnerability and all others useful things that enemies might have. I also have a crowd control skill that's taking out one of the enemies out of the battlefield for the most of the fight if he is alive. If Faux is alive, he will be totally removing one of the enemies, so it will be fight 4 against 5 after that. And by the way, it's the enemy with the highest attack rating, so usually it's the main enemy hero that's doing the most damage. Also have a debuff that decreases enemy attack speed and energy regeneration, and it's pretty cool as well. And the Silver Bolt ability that is basically enchanting its normal attacks. Really interesting thing is at level 2 it restores 40 energy per hit, so that's really nice. His signature item is buffing allies' defense ratings by a specific amount if they have more than 60% of their health. So it's really interesting, but not that important. So as you can see, when he's confining an enemy, that happened right now, that enemy will be out of the fight for the majority of the fight duration. And if he's out, he will be either killed or put back in the coffin really soon. So Faux is really good in terms of crowd control, he is really good in terms of removing enemy buffs, and overall I consider him really good anti-Brutus hero. So if you have issues with the Brutus, Faux is your way to go. Next one is Strilda, guys. She's a really interesting hero. Before I got her, I thought that she's just running around the battlefield, you know, fighting everyone, but actually she's a good buffer. This ability, Inspire, when leveled properly, when she's level 3, it's increasing your allies' attack rating, it's increasing your allies' energy. So it's really good boosting energy of the whole team. Moreover, her other abilities, when leveled properly, will give your allies damage resistance, or maybe boosting everyone after the ultimate is killing an enemy, if it's level 3. Her signature item is buffing your teammates' attack and defense when the enemy is killed and the Strilda is alive. So it's another good boost. So yeah, when you look at her from the side, you just see her running around the battlefield here and there, you know, trying to kill an enemies, but actually she is a good booster to your team. If you combine her, Rowan and Rosaline, it will be like 3 buffers, and put, for example, Chimera there or Belinda, and put Lucius, that team will just decimate everyone, I think. I never tried it because Estrilda for me is low level yet. Next one is Kendrick. He's another Lightbearer tank unit, but I consider him very situational because his main ability is protecting your teammate who is about to die. But I don't have his signature item, which increased his health by 300%, 600% and 1000% of his attack rating. That is kinda crazy. So imagine him with his signature item fully leveled up, having insane amount of damage. He will be unkillable. So yeah, what I like about him isn't his damage capabilities, isn't the fact that he's pushing enemies away and stunning them, which is pretty good as well. When he's using his ultimate, he's doing AoE stun that's kinda interrupting enemy ultimates. But the fact that if your ally is about to die, we gotta wait for it. Okay, I guess this will never happen because I'm waiting for several minutes already, and the second unit isn't going to die at all. So yeah, when the enemy's health is going really low, he's jumping in and protecting him with his shield and not letting him to die, allowing him to recover from healing or wherever. This is really cool because some burst damage can just one-shot one of your teammates, and it kinda hurts a lot when you're doing Labyrinth or somewhere where you have to keep your heroes alive. So he's really situational tank. He have a lot of promise in the future if I'll get his signature item high enough. Not there yet, but I like his style. Otherwise, I consider for overall tanking needs, Lucius would be better. Another Lightbearer tank, Rigby. I really don't know a lot about him. If you guys know if he's good or not, let me know in the comments. But from what I've saw, he's a self-regenerating tank with AoE capabilities. Kinda drunken master. Signature item is increasing his fire breath ability damage and giving its additional features, so it's pretty cool. But yeah, overall I see him drinking a lot, I see him, you know, getting those beer things and doing pretty good AoE damage. But yeah, I don't know how he will be in the battle because he isn't that high for me, can't tell anything about him. But I honestly think that Lucius will still be the better tank. I am a big Lucius fan. We have several damage dealers left. First one will be Rain. Rain is a really interesting hero, specifically if you count in her signature item, because her signature item is basically close to Rosaline's one. She's locking on the ally with the strongest attack and allows her ally to recover health and energy in proportion of her own energy and health regen. At level 20 of this signature item we are getting some really good shield that's kinda can do additional protection. It's always nice to have. Her ultimate is debuffing enemy team with additional damage taken, and she is focusing on finishing off the enemies that are lower than 50% health. So overall, I like her, how she looks, I like her style. Overall, I consider her to be a really situational hero as well. I usually use her to buff my Chimera or Belinda in the fights because her energy regen from the signature item is really helping. Also, she debuffs enemies that give an additional overall damage, so it's kind of win-win situation. But yeah, really situational hero, you gotta think before using him or investing in, well, her, not him. Next one is Thane. Thane is a really interesting hero. He isn't that good at the later stages of the game, I think, but if you'll face him in the campaign or in the journey and he will be really strong, he will make you suffer. Because of his ultimate ability, he's being invulnerable doing that ability, so he's really hard to kill because of that. He is pure DPS, all of his abilities are focusing on doing damage to the enemies. He isn't buffing his team, he's buffing himself for additional damage, and his signature item is increasing his damage even further when he isn't taking any damage. So yeah, what he's doing, he's jumping around the enemies, having the shield up, and when he's using that ultimate ability, as you can see, it takes quite a while. And it's really useful. He can use it quite often, and while he's doing that, he's invulnerable. That's all I can say about Thane, honestly. Never use him that often. I consider him average hero, but he has some situational uses probably. I remember he actually saved me several times in the Voyage of Wanderers when I had no other options. And the last hero, Gwyneth. So she has several interesting features. First of all, when there are no enemies in her close vicinity, her accuracy and crit rating are increased. Then she has flaming arrows and lightning arrows. There is a proc chance of 70% on lightning and 70% on flaming arrows, and they can work together. So for example, if lightning arrow procs and flaming arrow procs together, it's combined arrow that kind of spreads around all the enemies and doing insane AoE damage on the backline. Moreover, her attacks prioritize the enemy directly opposite her current position. That means that she will be focusing not the closest enemy, but the one in the behind. And that can cause a lot of trouble for the enemy spellcasters, because she can decimate them quite easily. Her signature item is further boosting her when she is in close proximity to her allied heroes and boosting her attack rating. Fires 2 arrows in quick succession when some of the nearby allies use the ultimate and increasing attack even more. Unluckily, in the test fight, there are not that many enemies to try. They're dying way too fast and we can show how useful she is. But I saw her decimating my whole line of the back units in one combined lightning fire arrow. That was horrible. She's stunning them, she is burning them, reduce their health regen and everything, and dealing damage over time. It was goddamn hell, guys. So just imagine her combined with all those energy regen heroes, spamming those crazy arrows, spamming those AoE arrows. That would be pretty cool as well. There is one more interesting thing about Gwyneth. Even though that she is a ranged damage dealing hero, she uses heavy equipment, so she uses a plate armor. That's really interesting. When I saw it, I was really surprised. Alright, now let's talk a little bit about team compositions for the Lightbearer heroes. Honestly, I can think of so many variations. They are really versatile, and you can use them in different situations. For example, Rowan and Rosaline together buffing someone will boost any team. Whatever you use Chimera, use Wilders, you use Maulers, they will work really well together, boosting everyone's energy. Lucius himself, as a single tank in any team, will do really good because of his shield ability. So it doesn't matter what team you can use anyone, it doesn't matter. He will still boost your team with a shield, with a healing, and he will tank properly. Of course, there is also option of having full Lightbearer team. I'd suggest going for something like this. I haven't tried this team setup yet. I usually use someone for crowd control as well. But that team should do really well because they have a lot of energy regen, they have a lot of attack boosting, and in this situation, Belinda will just decimate all the enemies. Let's see how it will go. I'm pretty sure we will still decimate all the enemies, because with all the team regen and stuff, it will be really good. Yeah, although in this situation you would like to have Estrelda a little bit higher equipped or higher sanded, because right now she's pretty weak and she can take way too much damage. And since she is tanking, she can die. Honestly, combination of Rosaline and Rowan is almost a must for any boss fight, because they will just buff Chimera so much, or any of your damage dealers basically, that they will just decimate any enemy. Just let's look how it will go. I never tried it. I used different hero before. This is the first time I'm trying with Rowan. I just got him recently on this test account. So yeah, using them together is really good against any events, any boss fights, and just buffing your main damage dealer. Yeah, I think this is my high score, almost 30 million damage. Yeah, so they are really good in any boss situation. So yeah, you can go either for the full Lightbearer team for the campaign, for the core team, or you can replace some people, some heroes with someone different. For example, putting Brutus here would be working well. Using Chimera instead of Belinda will work as well for the normal team. This team should be really self-sufficient because of amount of healing from Rowan and Lucius. Brutus and Lucius will be tanking really good, and that should give a lot of sustainability for the team. Also, you can replace someone for example, Tassie. But just keep in mind that you want to keep at least 3 faction bonuses, because they give quite a good stat boost. So yeah, don't remove everyone, just make sure that you have the right team combination for getting those plus 10. So using Tassie will help you to crowd control the enemies as well, and allowing your team to do more damage and survive longer. So yeah, I wouldn't say that there is unlimited amount of combinations, but there are way too many that you can do. I decided to go for my test account for full Lightbearer team, and it's working well so far. Honestly, I didn't expect this to work out. I thought I'll go the same way as my main account with Chimera and stuff. But it worked really well. So yeah, guys, let me know in the comments what do you think about the current guide. Don't forget to leave a like, subscribe to this channel, hit that bell button while you can to support me, to help me to get to those 1K subs. Also, please follow me on Instagram and on Twitch, because I'm streaming on Twitch. Live interactions are the best. Instagram is for, you know, kind of lifestyle thingies. And join the Discord. We are building the insane community over there. All the links are in the description of this video. If you haven't found something, write in the comments. I'll help you with that. That's about it for now. Sort it out. See ya, comrades. Bye. Thanks for watching.